Hi everyone, this is the Collective Soul Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming and joining with me today, Friday, the last day of the week before the weekend. Hip hip hooray, right? So we're going to do a general reading for the collective using these two decks, and well, actually three decks, but Seer Marchetti's two decks and the Intuit Tarot for clarification. I just want to remind you too again that I do offer private readings, so the link for if you want to book one is in the description box down below the video. Okay, and then excuse me, let's just get going. Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, can you please guide and assist me today with correctly interpreting the energies in the cards and to help me see clearly? Thank you. Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today in this general read for Friday, December the 8th, 2023? Thank you so much. So past, present, and near future is the reading I'm doing. My tripod fell forward, so my cards are out of whack. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's cut. Past energy, please, Archangel Michael, is the sun. That's probably for past energy, you know, it could be incredible happiness, but I would see it more like, because it's usually like, what have you gone through that you've learned something from? Something was revealed to you. Okay, so you were enlightened. You were enlightened. What's the present? So you cut something out after you were enlightened, after you found out what you needed to cut out, because the sickle, I call it the sickle, I don't know why, it's scythe, whatever you call it, it cuts away the grass that covers the you know, the young seedling, you know, the young plant that is like, here's the wheat humans use for nutrition in many different dishes. So yeah, it cuts away the grass so the sun can come in and the rain can come in and you know, bless the roots, the plant itself and the roots with nutrients, needed nutrients. Near future, what am I doing? Oh, near future, mature woman. There we go. She was sitting upright already. Near future. Okay. Now, Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, please give us some clarification for past, please. I'll tell you something about me. My mind works a lot faster than my mouth, my tongue. I'm not a big talker. I'm more of a thinker or a feeler, or just not at all in, you know, times of meditation, introspection. I'm not much for talking, so that doesn't have a lot of mileage, which means my mind is so much more fluent than my thought or my words are, you see. Okay, what am I doing here? I want to pick this card, marriage, and lilies. Lilies are about you know, peace, calm, serenity, and you know, your wisdom from your ancestors coming through for you, and possibly it was them that helped you to see something about your marriage, your partnership or your marriage, long-term standing partnership or marriage, that you needed to see so that you could follow your heart and move on. Follow your heart and move on. Listen to your heart and move on. It's about evolving spiritually, personally developing that ego personality so that it absorbs, allows your soul, which is all love, right? Unconditional love, loves your soul to infiltrate it. And I don't say that in it's just like it gets in, your personality gets into receptive mode instead of like, you know, taking charge and using your own will, your own personal little will, our own personal little will compared to the divine's will, right, in our world. And when we decide to make that decision to allow our personality to become porous, so that there's not so much ego infiltration in it as there is the divine spirit. Excuse me, hiccuping. When we make that decision, what happens? Our whole life transforms. The whole life, your whole life transforms. And in what way? In a way that you want it to transform, trust me. There may be changes that you may excuse me, that you may need to make in it that might seem scary or foreboding, or you know, like leaving people, or you know, shutting yourself off from people having access to you that are toxic, that are no good for you, that are you know, challenging in the sense that they are trying to hold you back in whatever way it is. It could be subtle, and it could be downright, you know, outright on purpose. But it's a kind of things that you're going to do, that you're going to be asked to do as you develop, grow spiritually, that is actually going to allow you to see a different world, believe it or not. You know, it might even mean that you're going to uproot and move somewhere else, just to have that new perspective, that new world, that new experience. It's a whole different life. Trust me, if this has been nothing but toxic for you, especially as of late, the divine is telling you through peace and calm, that feeling of serenity, that there's more to life than this. You thought this was it, but it wasn't. You've seen something that made you reassess, you know, to look at it and say, you know, you've grown to a point where you're actually being enlightened, allowing these downloads to come in, these spiritual downloads, that is wisdom, right? To come in and say, can you have a look at this for a second? You know, can you consider looking at it like this instead of that way for a second? And it's the divine never pushes itself on us, but it does ask us to reconsider. And I know these cards here, oftentimes that one card comes out that says reconsider. So just be open-minded to be reconsidering, because everything is about the mind. So unless you approach something at the level of the mind, then it's not really, I mean, you can't approach something at the level of the feeling, you can't approach something at the level of the physical without the mind. You know, you're going to think about it, right? You're using your mind to think, to reconsider, to put a plan in, to make a strategy. Excuse me, just to what time you're going to get up in the morning. So you think about, I need to set my alarm. That's thinking about it. And then you take action. And then when you get up in the morning, you think, I got to go to the bathroom. So you do that, and then, well, I got to have a shower. You think, I got to have a shower. It's these kind of things are so routine that they don't really, it's not like you're really thinking about it, but you have, and you are. It's just so mechanical, I guess, those kind of tasks that we do every day. But if you're going to do things, especially things that you don't normally do, you're going to think about it. You're going to think about it, and then you're going to feel it in your body. Think about if you have to do a public speech at school, or you know, at your workplace or whatever, and you're just not comfortable with being a public speaker, to get up in front of people to talk. What does that feel like in you? It feels like anxiety, doesn't it? Doesn't your body just kind of go like this? Oh, I don't want to do that. You're very afraid. And like me, I used to be, but I'm not so much afraid of being a public speaker. And like, because I'm better at writing than I am at speaking, simply from what I told you a few minutes ago. But I am much more comfortable with it now, so I don't go like this. I kind of am looking forward to it, because it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge, and I'm up for a challenge for the most part. But let's say you had to you're going out on a first date with somebody. How does that feel? It's, you know, it's kind of like a yes no feeling, like will they like me? Will I be wearing the right whatever? Will my hair look just right? What about my teeth? What about my breath? And then it's kind of like so you have that intrepid feeling inside of your body. So the body, what my point is, your body is a tuning fork. It tells you, it indicates to you what your thoughts are. Are you having thoughts of fear, or are you having thoughts of like, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it? How do you feel in your gut, in your belly, in your body? How do you feel all over when you think of something you got to do that you're very afraid to do, very nervous to do, as opposed to doing something that is either mechanical, so it's not a big deal, so it's kind of a neutral feeling, not a big deal, not feeling one way or the other? Or is it like an excited, I'm looking forward to it, you're just kind of like feeling like a little bit giddy, or not necessarily giddy, but just happy, right? So our thoughts come first, our feelings are in our body. The emotions show up in our body. The body responds with those emotions. And then at that point in time, after we've assessed whether or not we want to do this through how we're feeling, then we take action or not. And taking action too, not taking action is actually taking action. Okay? So we always have a thought and then the feeling, which is usually quite simultaneous in the sense that you can't really separate the two. And then you take action. Either you're not taking action or you're taking action. That's the way it works. Excuse me. So you're feeling something that has to do with how this is all going. Okay? And this is how you're going to respond. This is your action. You're feeling like, obviously your thoughts are, I got to get rid of this. I got to separate from this. I got to cut the excess out of my life I've been there, done that with them, with her or him. I've been there, done that it no longer serves my growth anymore. And when we say serve purpose is about your spiritual development, your growth. So when you're saying it no longer serves my purpose anymore, what's your purpose? Your purpose is not to, have $2 million by next Friday. That's not your purpose. Although it'd be nice, it's not your purpose. Your purpose is to grow so that you learn to remember who you were and still are since you were born. As that innocent, very tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the divine babe in your mother's arms for the first time. Back to the innocent you, the brand new you who's brand new every day when you live from the life of a soul. That's who you really are. That's who we really are. Okay, so then we have the ship. That's our purpose, right? And then we have the mice. Okay, so cutting out something that no longer serves you, right? So that you can grow, become going back to who you are, remembering who you truly are, so that you can get on a ship, an airplane, a train, some kind of vehicle that's going to get you from A to B, to somebody that you feel like you've lost. And somebody you feel like you've lost, and you realize it's been a long time coming loss, but you now feel like you truly lost them. You really do. And that's who you're feeling like you truly lost right there. This very wise woman that I see for the Kipper deck is the Empress, the mature woman. That's who you feel like you've lost. Okay, so near future, please, Archangel Michael. What about the mature woman? Wising up to communicate. Message of concern. Message concerning wising up. Message concerning that you've wised up. You've wised up. The owls are about wisdom, and this card is about, it's a birds. It's a second birds card, but birds are all about messages, communication, Okay, and look what this person's got, a letter. So a message or a communication that concerns wising up. Because this one is already wise. She's already wised up. She's maturing. She's matured. She is actually matured. Okay, so I got stuff over here that I need to make room for that. All right, let's dive into tarot, guys. So what is it about your marriage that possibly we can know that you were enlightened to? Now, this might not be a marriage. It might just be a long-term partnership. Okay, but either way, it's about a romantic or, yeah, you know, a romantic relationship. Sun is the King of Cups. Ooh, okay. The Knight of Cups. The Chariot. The Eight of Cups. Here's the Nine of Coins. Oh, and the Empress would be your wife here if this in this situation. But if I left it in the deck, it could be the Empress over here, right? Because she's from your past. Six of Cups. So I'm leaving it in the deck just because I don't have to. I can just choose to pull it out if I want to, because it's one of those cards that are underneath the last card of the on the back of the deck, or the first card on the back of the deck. So marriage. So I'm going to put all these three together like Archangel Michael encourages me to do, reminds me, I should say. Marriage. There's that. Okay, Archangel Michael, you really do have a sense of humor. You know I'm going to notice this. Look, guys, Five of Cups in the exact same location as I often pull it out. You can check this out. Go to, check out all my collective readings. You see how many times this Five of Cups come out in that exact position. That is just hilarious. Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know what your wife's been up to? And I say wife because you have an Empress here, who is the one that you want to move towards. Okay. So I'm talking to a masculine collective. Oh, the Five of Cups is just crazy. Just wants to be in that spot. I guess that's its house. That's where it likes to be. Oh, there's the Lovers. Okay. So we have it in the reverse, though. Okay. What else? Discord, disharmony. Two of Swords sat on your fence for a while. Seven of Coins, looking back at the past, feeling emotionally confused, and checking in with your higher self, your God. This is about going within to be able to get some guidance, and if it's not within, you actually go to your church if if you belong to a church, and asking your minister, priest, rabbi, or just pastor, right? Pastor. Okay, so somebody's done something. Ten of Swords time, right? With the King of Cups, who moved towards your wife with the Knight of Cups. Let's see. Yeah, move towards your wife with a Knight of Cups, or your wife moved towards them. It doesn't matter. But they've expressed love to your partner, to your spouse. This King of Cups here. That's what you were enlightened to about your marriage. That this was very fast action, and it's actually, this is a dual meaning, is that they moved quickly towards each other, so they perhaps have a history. Maybe they were married before, or they were sweethearts before, in the past. But she decided to walk away, or you decide. She decided in your mind, okay, collective, she decided to walk away from you. That was her decision. She decided to do it. And because in your mind, there's no coming back, right? So you're walking away. You're walking away from the darkness of deception and lies into the light here as a single person. This is in the past. So either, and this could be saying too that she's pretending that she's single in her relationship with the King of Cups. But it could also say too that even though you might be still in a committed relationship, you just feel like you've been living it alone, single. Like it's not single on the books, but you might be feeling like you're alone. You know, you really are just living your daily life with this other person in your house, but you feel like you're more single than you're married. Just put it that way. And now you're feeling this great loss and grief because this hurt. This betrayal right here, it hurt. It hurt. You didn't think that it would ever happen. And so, you know, it hurt really a lot. You've been suffering from these unwelcome changes due to the finding out, being enlightened about where your marriage was headed, which was kind of like out the door. But big changes are coming with the solar eclipse after this betrayal. You feeling left out and, you know, crying over spilt milk. Milk's been spilt. Don't cry over it anymore, but I know easier said than done, right? Your Ten of Cups is not such a Ten of Cups. It's not so emotionally fulfilling or storybook-like, but you've been finding some balance since. You've been finding some balance. You've been learning to, like you took some time to coast along, you know, and just because you weren't doing anything here, right? This Lovers came out in reverse, remember? And this is the peace and calm serenity that you're seeking, okay? That your ancestors helping you achieve. Lilies, calm, peace, and serenity is what I preach. Your parents and elders show up under my symbol. I bring wisdom and experience. I signify a long-term relationship or ancestry. Contentment and satisfaction is my angle. So your ancestry, you know, in spirit, or you got people in your life, your community, your family, whatever, that are trying to help you overcome what had happened, transpired in your life. This is a misaligned, valued lover. It's discord, disharmony, trust issues, disconnected and imbalanced. So this would help you balance. This was imbalanced. You're balancing from the imbalance, okay? Make sense, guys? Two of Swords, though, put you on the fence for quite some time. Really, quite some time. Quite some time. You were unclear what your path was ahead. Then you had time to think about the past, so you started reminiscing about the past, looking back and realizing that there was a past you had with somebody, this one over here, that felt a lot better than this does, even though it never went anywhere. But you're looking back and you're really assessing what you've been harvesting since you sowed your seeds with this one here, okay, the one that's betrayed you, and seeing that really you just settled. You moved impulsively towards this one. Probably had that choice between this one and that one, okay? And you chose this one because whatever your reasonings were at the time, a lot of it had to do with, everything has to do with the fact that you two were resonating at the same lower levels here about being so focused on the 3D world instead of focusing on the heart, which is the higher resonancy. Because the higher resonancy is who we are. We are soul, and it resonates at a very high frequency of stillness, right? Stillness. This is all like all over the place, you know, good days, bad days, chaos, drama, disagreements, you know, it's all up and down, roller coaster riding stuff, emotions. But up here in the higher residency, that's because that's 3D focused. Higher residency, higher, what did I say? Frequency of resonance of 5D, 6D, 7D, and all the way up, you know, 12D and so forth, if there's even more. But that is the reason why. And then I guess psychology is why, how, and when, okay? So why did you meet this one? Why do you feel the way you do? Why are you in the situation you are in right now? Why did your spouse cheat on you? How they cheated on you. So why, and the how is that they cheated on you. So you're growing, you're being asked. The why is all about developing spiritually, like I said in the beginning. It's about returning to your higher resonancy, like dropping your fears, which keeps you low, keeps you focused on the 3D, keeps you low resonancy, those fears do. It's about allowing yourself to let go of those fears and from childhood. Okay, these are fears from childhood. You decide to let go of them and you start healing. You actually start healing and rising in frequency as you heal. And you can check out that emotional scale that I put up in the community tab in my on my channel there. The emotional scale, you're rising up in the emotional, you're maturing. Because back in childhood, all we have is happy, sad, and mad. Those are the three emotions really do express and feel. But as we grow, we add more to them because we become more aware of the different feelings that we have in our body that might not be actually anger. It could be just simple aggravation or frustration, right? So you become learned in the different, you should anyways, right? And if you're not, as an adult, it's often said that you're not emotionally matured yet. You're not in touch with your emotions. You know, if anyone's ever said that to you or you heard someone say it to someone else, about someone else. So that's what it is that those childhood fears that we developed back then to cope with what we were facing as a child, that we really didn't have a lot of control over, we are still operating from them in our relationships as an adult. And that's the why we have the trouble. So the reason why we're having the 3D trouble is because we haven't developed yet. We're not spiritually developing yet to the point where we're not going to have those kind of relationships, those karmic relationships that come into our life because we're at the karmic level too. We're at the lower 3D level. This karmic person is she in this case, she came in, and how you move, you know, how you learn to develop, to arise, to evolve is through her ways of her karmic ways, lower resonancy ways. 10 of Swords, right? That's how you used to be, possibly, right? You were in the lower resonancy before you met her, and that's why the two of you jived. You had the same ideas about life and retirement and kids and family and holidays and investment, whatever it is in your life, okay? Work, career, life balance, that kind of stuff. So that's the why and that's the how. Now, the next how is there's why, how, and when. The next how is that you get yourself out of this toxic lower level 3D, because you're up here now, you've grown some. That's why you've been enlightened. You've been able to see something because you're above what she's been doing. And I don't say that in any kind of way that's disrespectful, not above her. You know, we always say, well, you know, you think you're above me. No, I'm not saying it like that. Just in resonancy, you're seeing things differently. You are not so much on the same page anymore. Jiving, not so much, because she's been showing her true colors throughout the years you've been with her, and more as a result, it's been forcing you to look at those behaviors and say, oh my God, I think I used to do that. Or like, oh my God, I don't like this. This is terrible. Yeah, I used to operate like that too. And I'm feeling really angry right now at her for what she's been doing and what she does and says, it doesn't do, doesn't say. I'm really angry at her. So imagine, so then you get that self-awareness where you say, that's where you've been developing self-awareness because you're growing. So you become more aware. You're self-aware of how you used to operate in relationships prior to her. Okay, maybe even at the beginning when you were dating her, whatever. But prior to her, so you're seeing how what you did in the past at those lower resonancy, when you met this one over here, you hurt people then. You did. You hurt people then, just like you're hurting now. You're feeling that. You're becoming aware of that. And that's the evolution of the soul, not so much the soul, it's really the mind. Because the soul is perfect. It just needs a mind to be at, jiving with it, right? The soul needs the mind to come up and jive. So heart and mind, right? Soul is heart, love, unconditional love, spirit, soul, higher self, Holy Spirit, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, is your heart. Okay, Allah, whatever you call your God, is, you need your mind to develop, to become more aware, so that you're listening to your heart and your mind. Your mind is listening to the heart's listening to the mind, they're jiving together, they're informing each other through those thoughts, feelings, like the emotions, right? Because that's heart. And then acting from that. And when you start listening to your heart, when your mind starts listening to your heart, you start behaving differently. And as a result of this increased vibration from down in the lower 3D realm to going up through to the 5 and the 6, getting higher and higher, evolving like she has done, right? She's got a totally different life. She's more at peace, calm, she's feeling tranquil. She has positive things going on in her life because she's done the growing. She's wise. And so anyways, you do that, and then your resonancy changes. It's not so much like sucked into your body, where you're really not making much of a positive effect at all on your world, your expanded world, your own world first, and then the expanded world. You start allowing your heart to infiltrate, to be received by the mind more. Then your mind fills up with higher resonancy, right? And that makes sense? And it starts reverberating out like the pebble that hits a pond, and the ripples on the pond, right? Starts going out, and you're making some huge effects on the world. What do you think she's doing? She wants to be somebody who is in service to others at that stage, at the higher wisdom stage. She wants to be in service. She does it out of the true feeling of that want, that need to be of service from her heart. She does. So this is what is going on with you. You're evolving. You're seeing things from a higher perspective now. You're not fully developed, but you are higher than what this one's still focused on, the 3D world. This one here. I hope that made sense. So you chose this one over that one because that's the why. Because you were in, like you asked, in this lifetime to evolve and to become whole again. You did. But we forget because of what life happens to us. Life doesn't happen to us, but it sure seems like it does, but it doesn't. It's all like something that we have orchestrated and put into action, planned to have as a lifetime with the people that we're with. But in any case, yes, it's hard to swallow, pill hard to swallow, but doesn't mean it's not right? So there, you have increased your resonancy, so you've been enlightened. God has said he's ready to receive more information so that he can start making different decisions, which is the thought, and that is good. It could seem scary what you need to do, which is like kick some ass over here. Not literally, but like, sit down with her and say, look, this marriage, it ain't working for me anymore. And although I love you dearly, I can't be with you anymore. So, I'm going to the lawyer on Monday, that kind of thing. Don't try, and you wouldn't have tried to stop it, like put an end to it in a ruthless, unkind way, because then you create more karma. You'll be treated like that in return. And you hope it's not this one. Of course, she will not treat you at her resonancy in a ruthless, unkind way, but she will say no. She will say thank you, but no. I'm saying, so that's why you need to do things with your past person. With your person, whether they're current or past, you need to do things in a way that's fair and, not unkind, compassionate enough, that especially if you have kids, that you at least behave agreeably and not spitefully and revengefully. So this whole the idea of her betraying you like this, it put you into I gotta seek some higher wisdom. Okay, you sat on the fence for quite some time because you really just were emotionally confused. She also made you feel like you were an option. She put you in a competition with this guy here. But you sought your higher self. You sought higher wisdom, whether, like I said, that was through your church, or you did some praying, maybe even meditating. And I'll tell you, meditation is the best way. If you don't have that physical resource to go to that has some incredibly great wisdom to give you, that your inner self might actually give you, but this person is actually giving it to you because they're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then the best source of advice is from within. Your ancestors, right? People that have been here and done that but are wiser now because they're in spirit. They drop the body, it's gone. No more ego. No more fears, in other words. Okay, so Archangel Michael, let's move on to the present day. We have the Eight of Coins working very hard to make an empress, to make an effort, to make an empress. Yeah, 7 of Wands, who might be defensive because of this past behavior. I'm going to keep going. Ship, please. Archangel Michael, ship. Four of Cups, 4 of Wands, 4. Autumn equinox, prepare for change. It says illuminated subconscious, okay, with the King of Wands and the Emperor on the back. Okay, oh, more, sorry. Mice, please. We have the Empress and the Emperor right here in the present day energies. King of Wands, wanting to take action, taking control of your life. Again, after you might have released that kind of control to your wife throughout the time you've been with her. Mice. There's the 4 of Coins. I was wondering when that was coming out. There should be 4 Swords too. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Swords, and the High Priestess, and the Page of Wands. That was on the back the last time. That's weird. Alrighty. Oh, 7 of Cups. That belongs over here. Right? Right. Okay. I don't need these anymore. So, what we have here is that you have decided to cut that out, right? To cut that, your behaviors and what you've been putting up with the toxicity that your karmic soulmate has been delivering to you throughout the years that you've been with them, okay? But you know, you're going to be working hard so that you can effect change to move towards an Empress, which is this one here, okay? But you could believe, of course, you know, and most likely so, she'd be defensive. An Empress isn't defensive, but she is, like, she's discerning in the sense that she's got up healthy boundaries now. But you know that she would be defensive, you know, if she wasn't an Empress. But you don't know this about, you know, you don't know much about what the Empress and Emperors are, like what their energies are all about. You may not know. So you want to have a passionate new beginning with her, but you know, she's going to have these memories of how you cut her out of your life. You removed what was not serving you anymore. You know, you couldn't realize a relationship with her because of your marriage, and it was overindulgence in that sense. So you had to cut one out so that you could, because maybe this one found out about that too, whatever the reasons is. but you were heavily focused on yourself, right? What you could achieve with your wand at that time. And that's why you had 2 women. You might have more too. But it's been bringing you great dissatisfaction and disappointment. You know, you've been feeling that way ever since, but you've been trying to push it down because you had a wife, you had a family, or if you do, you had a whole other life. That was 3D stuff there, okay? That you've built here at this time. Very much solidly focused on the 3D world, both of you, right here. But 4 of Wands, that's your marriage. You've been totally feeling dissatisfied and upset and rejected by your wife as well. But this was all about, again, this is all about preparing for change. This was all going like this. 10 of Swords, betrayal. It was all going like that for this reason, for change to come in. Because when you're like this, you're seeing things differently than her. Your hearts are not jiving. They're not jiving. God knows our heart more than we do, okay? So God hears our heart, and it's not jiving with this one. And God has great things for you, and of course for everybody. But whoever decides not to grow is not going to have great things, like whatever. But the one who decides to see the folly of their ways, which is the sun, enlighten you, that you were like this yourself at one time, and how you've been hurting hearts back then. You begin to see the folly of your ways, feeling that rejection, you know, from someone you didn't expect that to happen, for someone you didn't expect to do that to you. And so that's your commitment you had, the marriage, right, to your wife, that you committed to her. And now since then things have been, you know, it's all about preparing for change. Because just think about it this way for a second, all right? You met this one in the past, okay? You met this one in the past. Whether you were married or before this one, I don't know. But you met her, and she gave you a taste of what a good life could be like. With love, right? With unconditional love. She gave you that taste. And it's like, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. I thought I did, but I guess I don't, because I sure don't have that with this one here. But you got that taste, you didn't understand it, so you pushed it away because you're like, she's a freak, you know, kind of thing. She must be a freak because the way she wanted to love me is not the way I know. Doesn't mean she's wrong, but you thought she was wrong. That was just not your way of living life and being in a romantic relationship. You didn't know any better. Okay, you didn't know any better. But it always intrigued you, and it touched your heart. It made your heart feel. At that time, it made your heart feel something in your heart that you had never felt before. You really had never felt like when you met this one here, got to know her a little or a lot, you never felt that way again since then, and you never had felt that way before you met this one. It was all very, very different, alien-like to you. So, but your heart's been it's been bubbling up and reminding your mind, I'm here. Remember this? Remember this? Back here when you guys met? Remember this one here, how she treated you. Does this one treat you that way? Right. Okay, so moving on. You had started to see in your subconscious mind that not only were you pushing that desire, that heartfelt desire to have that kind of love in your life, you're pushing it down. Secrets, you know, pushing your feelings down, hiding your emotions and stuff, but they were becoming illuminated in the sense that it was time for change. And so you started feeling your heart, and you started getting back that charisma and that, you know, go-getter energy, like you're starting to feel alive again. Whenever you think about her in particular right now, you're feeling like excited and alive. You just want to giddy up and go. You just want to go towards her. But, you know, the wheels, you know, you have to put the brakes on, because this is somebody here that says, look, yeah, slow down, you know, whoa, calm your horses, okay, because we have to do this right. She's an empress after all. We have to do this right, King of Wands. That's who you're talking. You're talking to yourself, because you're stepping into that very wise energy of an emperor. All right, even though you might not understand it, but you've been getting wisdom here, right? Wisdom through this right here. You've been stepping into it and saying, look, whoa, doggy, you know, I can't just rush towards her. I might push her away for good. I might lose her forever. All right, and the mice, when they chew on things, it's a long time coming, or it's going to be a long time remaining, right? Like, it's going to, unless you do something about the mice, it's going to continue making things, making you lose things. Okay, so this is somebody that you have been attached to energetically. You've tried very hard to get her off your mind. But you've been having some karmic debt to pay, let me tell you. And you feel like this karmic debt is somebody with the high priestess. You know that they're going to have some questions, and rightly so, that you're going to have some questions. Queen of Swords. But they're fair, and they're going to hear you out, and they might actually say, hey, yeah, it's really nice to catch up with you again. You know, let's go for coffee, that kind of thing. But this Queen of Swords is not telling you that, because as an empress, they're not going to tell you what it is that you need to say. Okay? They're not going to do that. And this one here, the Page of Wands, is like information that you need to know. Information that you need to know, but it's also like you want to send a message to your empress. You want to communicate with her and tell her about the good news that you've moved on from, you know who, from back then. You may have physically, but emotionally you're not ready for it yet. You have to raise up a little bit higher so that you can really sit in that throne right there, that emperor throne. So you're a true match, jiving match here with the empress. All right, so let's see here what we got going on. So, well, in reference to the cards that these are clarifying, this is you moving on, right? You want to go and see her, that you feel as though you've lost her because you cut her out of your life at one time, but now this is also dual meaning. You're making a huge effort. You're doing the work on yourself to become empress, I'm going to say it, but it's empress approved, just jiving with the empress. You are going to be putting forth quite an effort to do that, but you may face her as being defensive towards you. It's not defensiveness, it's healthy boundaries. Being discerning, especially as the Queen of Swords and all the other queens, because the Empress is all four queens in one. So she has all the quality and positive characteristics and traits of all four queens, and she's very fair-minded. She will hear you out, but she's highly intuitive. She'll see right through you. She's very discerning. She will notice any red, orange, or yellow flags. Okay, so that's why you really, if an empress, you at least have to be a king and willing to even grow further. At least you can't be a knight, a page, or a knight, right? You at least have to be a king. But the best, with making sure that you're not going to be kicked to the curb, which, like I said, she wouldn't do it that way, but she'd say no, because she knows what's best for her. She's been following her heart. She's wised up, and she knows exactly what it is that's going to make her happy. And it won't be somebody coming back from the past who's not in at least a king vibe. Even better is an emperor vibe. Higher resonancy of being enlightened. This guy's not necessarily as tapped in, tuned in, and turned on as the emperor is. Okay, mature woman, please. Six of Coins, equal give and take, reciprocity. Balance, of course, Judgment, making a final decision, being clear-minded. Nine of Cups, seeking a wish fulfillment, being very happy. And the Devil, an obsession. Okay, let's talk about the message. This one here, the wise one, the birds, the owls. Message card number 2, birds card number 2, and number 12 is the card. Archangel Michael. Winter solstice, find the light within, timing a year or more to tie up loose ends, validate your feelings. Spend some time in hibernation and winterizing in the winter. Page of Swords. Yeah, you do some more research to be able to read some more books about spiritual enlightenment, about the New Age stuff, the personal development stuff, all the authors that focus on how to increase your frequency, even meditation. Great way to do it. A fantastic way to do it. Research meditation. Get some free ones from YouTube. Put those earbuds in. Strength, courage up. Okay, courage up. 5 of Wands, because you don't want her to feel like she's still in a competition with you, because you really haven't emotionally let go of the trauma over here. All right, now message of concern. Research. Do some research. Research yourself until you're blue in the face. Just get to know who you really are from the inside out. Meditation, prayer, and reading and listening to recordings like CD or DVD. Watch whatever you can do. That's what I did. Ace of Swords. I just consumed everything because I was hungry for it. I needed to heal. Waning moon. Okay, Ace of Swords, waning moon, justice, and the last card, the World. How nice it ends with that, right? Okay, so guys, you know that this one here, well, she's grown from what her experiences have been. Whatever karmic debt she had, she's paid it off. She's wised up from it because of the karmic debt. That's what karmic debt is all about. So, don't be mad, sad, or not glad that you have karma to pay off, because it's all about you evolving your own mind so that it's filled with heart, filled with soul. And then you're walking on your world like your soul's up here saying, hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, you're so lovely. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Lovely day, isn't it? Hello. Oh, yes. How are you doing, by the way? I heard that so-and-so was sick. Oh, don't you have a lovely puppy? It's like heart. It's like caring. It's like communicating. It's being there, present with somebody. Anyone. Doesn't matter who it is, whether you're romantically involved. It's not about just protecting your own anymore. You do that, of course, but it's about actually feeling compassion for everybody, no matter what they're going through, for everybody. It's learning how to forgive, which is the key. The key to an enlightened life is knowing how to forgive, because you understand, you learn that the forgiveness is really for yourself. It's not for the other person. The other person doesn't know you're either forgiving or not forgiving them. They might, but whoopee shoot, it's about you. Because it's like, do they care? They're going to be mad. They're going to be like, they'll just like, okay, fine. If you don't forgive me, that's fine with me. I don't care. Or they might say, oh no, you don't forgive me. Please forgive me. That might really tick your clock or float your boat. But it's not about that. It's about you. And if it does, then you need more growing, right? But if it is, the forgiveness is for yourself. Because forgiveness is non-forgiveness, let's just say. Whatever that is, hate, revenge, I just like anger. Those are all low vibe negative energies, okay? That's what non-forgiveness is. What do you think you're holding in your body then? That then is making your cells sick. That then makes you feel anxious and depressed and physically ill. That is what the negative energies of not forgiving does. So when you forgive, it reverses that, right? It causes your cells to grow and to flourish and heal. Causes your physical well-being to feel better and lighter. It's when you don't forgive, it's really just hurting. It's hurting us. The one that whoever's not forgiving, it's hurting us. It's not hurting the other person. Really, it isn't. They can get on with their life without, they're not going to be wallowing in the fact that you don't forgive them. They're going to, live their lives to whatever extent it might be. So it's really just about causing harm to yourself if you don't forgive. So the key to feeling of unconditionally loved by the divine, it's not about someone else unconditionally loving you. It's about the divine, that the divine loves you unconditionally. Then you start experiencing that in people. Because if you know the divine unconditionally loves you, then you can unconditionally love yourself. And that mirror work one is a great practice. Look it up for Louise Hayes. She's the one of Hay House Publishing. She's passed away now, but she created a program called Mirror Work, and it's only like about, maybe it's 21 days, but it's very simple. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself how much, you look straight into your eyes, you tell yourself how much you love yourself. I love you, you say. And then you say, I really love you. And you say, I really, really love you. And at first it's very awkward, but through the program you learn to do it sincerely, and you feel so much different about yourself, so much better too. So it's about getting yourself into a place where this one here, she's already learned, she's already been there, done that, okay? And you are now seeing through a different perspective that you have not been fair to her. You want to be fair to her. You've been judged because you were overindulgent in the past, having her and her together. And it was very toxic energy that you treated her with, like you behaved. Sneaky, deceptive, lying, cheating, whatever. You were very toxic at that time. We don't need to see the Seven of Swords card come out. The devil is enough, right? It's about having obsessions and addictions, being sexually oriented, like focused, like maybe I want more than what I'm getting here. I just need to have someone else because I need to feel worthy. I need to feel like wanted, right? Because you haven't been doing that for yourself, because you haven't been turning inward to your heart to realize that God loves you unconditionally. He wants you. And he's saying to you, I need you to want yourself. I need you to be able to see yourself in a way that I see you. So this is the finding that light within, which is that divine soul self, and within each one of us, and it's assessing it through the heart, accessing it through the heart. And this, learn more about it, you can do what I did, just like hungrily consume everything that has to do with spirit, okay? Find your inner strength through that, and you will be growing very strong and capable and courageously through spirit, like from spirit, knowing who you really are, and that you are very, very powerful, enlightened being that can masterfully manifest anything your heart desires when you're at that higher frequency. Because without it, you're just feeling inner conflict. And you may be coming across, if too soon going towards her, that she's going to be in competition with someone else. Even if she believes that you're divorced from this, she might think that you're going to put her in a competition with somebody else, and she's going to be very discerning about that. So that's going to be like utmost on her mind, do I need to see that red flag? So that the message of concern here is the message concerning, because you gained much wisdom by going within and doing your research. This is all about communication, talking to people, reading books. That's communication. Listening to meditation, guided or otherwise, not guided meditations. That's communication. Like you are using your ability to listen instead of talking. Wow, okay, so then it's going to be, the message will be about truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God, right? You're going to be saying how you cut all the past behaviors and all the toxicity out of your life. You come to see through the growth that you've had that you had been a way that you no longer, you can't believe you've been like that kind of thing. You're no longer resonating with that. That's truth. That you see what you did back then and at that time, what you did to her, that's truth. This is you saying, I've gained wisdom through time where I have had to gain some new perspectives. I've been cultivating patience in my life, and I am, moving forward with different plans than what I had before, because the plans that I was so focused on, if it was really financial and material possession kind of focus, your new plan is that you've decreased that focus so that you can have more focus on what love can do to my life, what love can do in my life. And the love is God, the love of God. You want to bring balance and bring something that was not just. You want to bring justice to it. That's that Six of Coins over here, bringing fairness back to this lady here. And that is you saying in this message that concerns truth and how you gained wisdom and you want to be fair, that you have justice. You've broken the contract, the marriage contract over here, because you put an end to that old chapter in your life so that you can have a brand new chapter with this one here, if she will so agree. This is an end of a chapter. It's achievement. It's success. It's a sense of belonging. This is your home. Collective. This is your home right here. Accomplishment, integrating yourself into wholeness. Like you allow God, who loves you unconditionally, to believe that God actually loves you unconditionally. Yeah, God loves you. God is real and true and loves you. You get that really as a nice solid foundation to build your life off of that. You don't have to be all religious and stuff like that, but if that's what turns your crank, then great, do that. But if you're not somebody who's very religiously focused, which I am not, but if you're not, you do it spiritually, one-on-one with the heart, right? The soul, the God that we know and love, or the God that we think might be there, but we really don't know for sure, is in your heart. So you just go inward to talk to your soul, which is God, okay? Just more so at the fourth and fifth dimension than your physical body at the third dimension. Right? Physical body, your heart, it's then your physical body, okay, which is the lowest point of creation. I have to tell you that. The physical body is the lowest point of creation for your soul. All right? It doesn't go any further than the physical body. So it's then the soul, right? It's the physical body, it's the emotion, the soul, then it's the mind, which all life is in the mind, okay? Then it's the mind, and then it's spirit above that. And it's not above, it's really all together, like a holographic universe, right? So we're all integrated together, like God is everywhere, in us, around us, everywhere. So you will be putting an end to this chapter of not knowing so much and beginning a brand new chapter of knowing a whole lot more and willing to learn even more. You're willing, if you're not yet as an emperor, you're willing to, she can help model for you, not tell you, but model for you. Ah, so beautiful. So This is a great story, guys. I want to get a message from Spirit. I got these little cards here, and I want to get a message from Spirit for you. Okay? Okay. Yeah, okay, let's go. Archangel Michael, this is Spirit now talking to our viewers, our collective. Can you please give some, you and Spirit, give some nice little messages to us? What we got? You have been disorganized lately. Reevaluate your current priorities. Okay, so that was that same kind of guidance over here. Message over here is that you need to make sure that you are getting your act really together. Really together. That's for the best possible outcome. In order to have with her the best possible outcome is to get yourself organized, tie up those loose ends. All right. Cycle completion. Reevaluate your current priorities. So your current priorities should be focused on yourself, right? Your current priorities should be going within to the Hierophant. Where is the Hierophant? Yeah, you know where that is. So, Hierophant. Yeah, there it is. That was the last card here, going to the present day. The Hierophant. Getting in touch with who you really are. Whether you're going outside of yourself to some pastor or priest, whatever, or somebody who's really, really wise, or just going within, but even if you do go out without, you need to go within anyhow. So that's getting your priorities. Reevaluating your current priorities. And then your body needs more positive attention. Take action now, even in small steps. So it's possible, like I was saying, when we don't allow our minds to communicate with our soul, so it's more ego and fear infiltrated than it is heart. We actually we withhold healing to our physical cells, our body. And that forgiveness I talked about, right? If you're not forgiving, that's negative energy you have in the way of thoughts towards people, thoughts and feelings towards people you don't want to forgive, that then is held in your body, in the cellular memory of your body. Okay? All the cells have memory. They also have, the memory is that spark of life, that the spark of spirit within it that gives each cell its life. And so unless you start moving that out and moving positive energy into your cells by having different beliefs and forgiving people, you could be getting yourself sick. Toxic energies, right? Make your body sick. Because oftentimes when we have toxic energies, we do things that we don't care about our bodies that much. We do things like drink a lot, or do drugs, or just anything that's not good for your physical body, your health. Because you just don't, when you're toxic, you really don't care that much about your body. Because you don't care about anyone else. You don't even really care about yourself, but you behave like you do when you're toxic. So it's about learning to care for yourself, to loving yourself. And you do that with the divine in tow. This is the timing, 5 months. 5 months, that's timing. 5 months. Let's see, what's this one here? This one here is, this deck is all about, well, if I ever find it, it's all about, lyrics. Let's pull a lyric. I'm really into lyrics. I wake up often, or I kind of come away, like while I'm sleeping, songs are going through my head, and I haven't listened to those songs in eons, maybe, or I don't even know about the song, and I have to look up the lyrics on my phone afterwards when I wake up. But it's all spirit talking to me, and it's certain people that I connect to those lyrics, to those songs that I know are talking to me through at these times when I'm hearing these lyrics in my mind. Okay, this one here, Without Me by Halsey, I don't know that one. Said I'd catch you if you fall. And if they laugh, then fuck 'em all. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you can take advantage of me. Ah, oh, I just spit. But yeah, okay. Okay, so that's kind of like her song, but it could be your song too for this one here. Let's do it again. Said I'd catch you if you fall. And she, you know, unconditionally, you wanted to catch her if she fell. She wanted to catch you if you fell. And if they laugh, then fuck 'em all. And then I got you off your knees, which I talked about how there was an impact she made on your heart at that time, even though you might not have understood it. Yeah, and then you got her off her knees, right? Put you right back on your feet. Like, she may have needed some serious help back in the day when you first met her. She put you on your feet, making you feel alive again, rejuvenated from this great energy that she gave you by having that connection with you, just so you can take advantage of me. Yeah. So you see how that card's perfect. That lyric is perfect because you can see how what you did with this one, what happened with this one, is what you got here with this one. It's coming back around to you. That's the karma. Karma comes back around like a boomerang. You put it out and it comes back to you. It's not maybe look exactly the same way as you did bad with someone else, but it's going to feel pretty much the same anyways. And that you're supposed to take that and look at it and learn from that lesson and say, yeah, I see how this hurts and how I had to have hurt someone else too. And now I know what it feels like. And that's the whole idea. That's the message of what Psych-Tarology is about, and what it is about coming to tarot to learn about going within into your divinity so you can become the best possible version of yourself. In order for you to attract the best possible version of the one that you would like to spend your life with in this 3D world, but at a higher resonancy frame of mind. Okay? Hope that was helpful. We will see you next week, Monday, and have a great weekend. Bye for now.